What's up, guys? Logan here, and I'm back with another episode of Product Prodigy. Bit of a different format today. If the audio is terrible, I'm sorry. I'm in a car, and I don't care about how the video really looks. So sorry, my music just started randomly playing. So there's not going to be any fancy edits, or this isn't really going to be a fun video. It's just me sort of sitting down and having a little life update with y'all. I have a little over 4-hour drive right now. It's actually 5 hours, but I've been driving for a little bit. Driving from Phoenix back to California, and it's just this very boring, straight road right now. Unless you've been living under a rock, you of course know about this whole coronavirus and the effect that it's had not only on the US but around the entire world. And I just wanted to give a little life update on how it's affected me as a college senior getting ready to graduate in about a month, and what it's going to basically do to my life right now. So before the whole coronavirus, even just like a week ago, yeah, the coronavirus was here, but it wasn't as crazy of a deal yet. We knew the sickness was spreading, but we were still going to school, had interviews set up, we were going out, just usual stuff, usual life. Until last Thursday hit, when they started shutting down everything. Every single sporting event, any large sort of event, concerts, music festivals, and just basically anything that involved a large gathering was getting shut down. And that's when I realized, oh shoot, this is going down. And which hurt me, because I was working spring training with the Milwaukee Brewers. We had maybe 5 or 6 games left for spring training, and that got shut down, which was heartbreaking. It was the first professional sports team I ever had a job with, and it got cut short because of this. Then Friday, Saturday came around, they started shutting down even more stuff, and then our school decided to start going to all online classes. And pretty much every college is doing that now. Not every high school and middle school yet, but they are starting to shut some down. I wouldn't be shocked if they shut them all down eventually, which will suck for the parents who do have to work and use school as basically child care during the day. And it's just affecting everybody. My girlfriend and I, we had our lives planned out for Phoenix. We were planning on just staying out in Phoenix after we graduated and finding a job out there. And now it's just all turned upside down, and we basically can't plan for the future right now. It has to be a sort of day-to-day kind of thing. Also, my graduation is supposed to be postponed until December. So that's great. That's gonna be so weird. We're graduating in April, but we're gonna celebrate it in December. It's just, I don't even know where I'm gonna be in December. I might be in Phoenix, but I don't even know. I have no clue where my life is going to be at in December. So I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to walk at my graduation ceremony. It sucks. It sucks. So after my job with the spring training was over, it had only 10 days left. I did have a couple interviews lined up with some sports teams, and I was also supposed to start a part-time guest services job with the Arizona Cardinals. I was going to start that on April 23rd. I haven't got emailed by them yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if they postpone that as well. My interviews got postponed, and basically I have no clue when I'll be able to start work with these teams. So that leaves me with no job. Luckily, I have been saving a little bit, so I could probably pay for a few months of rent, but if I want to continue living out in Phoenix, I have to get a job. So basically, I've just been applying to odd jobs, such as like being a waiter, some sales jobs and stuff like that. I do have an interview in a couple days, so I'm hoping I can get something just to keep my head over water until this whole thing blows over. Because I don't know if this is going to be just like a couple weeks, a couple months, or the rest of the year. Just have no idea. And it's really just thrown a curveball at our life right now. My girlfriend has no idea what she's going to do. Her internship is working remotely right now, and she has no clue if she'll be able to go back to work with them. She also needs to find a job, and it just makes our whole job search process like 100% harder. And it was hard enough as it is trying to find a job right outside of college, and then it just all hit us in a matter of days. I had zero plans of really coming back to California. I have no clue how long I'm going to be out there. I'm driving down to my girlfriend's house. She's a little closer to Phoenix than my city. I'm gonna stay the night there, a night or two, and go home. Probably work with my dad. Luckily, I can do that and make a little money. But I just have no clue how long I'm going to be out there. It's just all matter of if I can get some interviews in Phoenix and when those interviews will be, or if some sports can hopefully start back up soon, or at least the hiring processes for those jobs and that I already had interviews for. I'm hoping even if sports don't exactly start back up in the next few weeks, at least they can start doing the hiring processes during this time, so I can go through those interviews, hopefully get a job, and take this time to be able to start the onboarding for those jobs, training and stuff like that. I'm literally grabbing for I'm reaching for something. I just need something to hold my head above water until this can all go back to normal. If you told me that this is how my last ever semester of college was going to go, I would have never believed you. It's insane. It literally, it feels like I'm in a movie. It feels like I'm in this crazy movie that's not something you would ever expect to experience in real life. This is real life, and it's gonna teach me some major life lessons, and I'm confident this is all gonna go back to normal within 2020. It's just a matter of when. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, or 6 months. I don't know. I'm just hoping it's sooner rather than later, because I had so many doors opening for me for after college. I had so many wide open opportunities that were just ripped from me. They were ripped away from me because of this whole thing. And I don't know when I'm gonna get those back, even if I do. I don't know. It's just something I have to take day by day. Something I have to keep praying about, and just hope that this whole blows over really soon, because I only have so much savings. I have no clue if I could get any sort of odd job, because 90% of my work experience is sports related. So to get a different kind of job is going to be a little difficult for me, because I don't really have the experience. Most of my experience comes from sports jobs. So it'll just be difficult to try to find something outside of that field. So we'll see. Luckily, I do have a phone interview coming up, and then if that phone interview does go well, I think I will have an in-person interview after that. It's supposed to be a good salary and everything like that, so I'm praying I get that job, because I will get to go back to Phoenix if I do get that job. I have a couple of other possible opportunities as well if I don't, and we'll just have to see. And I'm sorry if this camera angle is odd. It's hard trying to balance my camera while I'm driving, but I'm not trying to make a fancy sort of video or anything. I'm just trying to give you a little life update of what's going on. I don't know if this is going to get worse either. Right now, I'm recording this on Tuesday, March 17th. Right now, most things are closing down. A lot of stores, most restaurants are starting to just do like curbside pickup. Some restaurants and stuff are still open, but they're having the amount of customers that are allowed inside of the restaurants. And basically every single organization is just trying to practice social distancing as much as they possibly can. I've been watching the news more than I ever cared to. I feel like a middle-aged man already, clicking on Fox News every morning. No offense to you middle-aged men out there watching this that love to watch the news, but that's just not something I ever really do. I never really care to watch the news, but I just feel like I have to stay updated on these kinds of things. It's also really weird paying so much attention to sports news and seeing how it affects my life, because I typically just watch sports news just because I like sports, but now certain sports news are actually affecting my life now. They're saying that baseball might not start up again until mid-May. They're saying that hockey might not start back up until mid-May, and those are fields that I might possibly be working in. So that means if it doesn't start up until mid-May, that's a solid 2 months. Yeah, that's a solid 2 months that they might not be hiring anybody. So that's why I'm looking for other jobs right now that I can do just to keep being able to save my money and pay some rent. And this is the weirdest and craziest experience of my life, just having no control over my future. And I know it's something that you can't control, and I know it's something that you just have to accept and take it day by day. But it's hard. It's hard for someone like me who had so many opportunities to work in the fields that I wanted to right outside of college. Not a lot of I don't want to say a lot of students, but some college students come out of college not being able to work where they want to work, and I had those opportunities and they were just taken away from me in a matter of days, and it's hard. But at the same time, I understand. I'm not upset that these organizations and the government are practicing social distancing and shutting down everything for the safety of everyone, because we don't want this thing to keep spreading. We want to shut it down as fast as we possibly can and find a cure for it as fast as we possibly can. So I'm not upset at the organizations or anyone for postponing interviews and closing down jobs and stuff like that. I'm not upset at them at all. I completely understand. It doesn't make it any easier. It still makes it super difficult. So yeah, that is my life update, pretty much. Basically, if you haven't heard the guidelines or anything like that, I'm sure you have. But if you are feeling sick, stay indoors, please. Any kind of sickness, even if you don't think it's coronavirus, just stay indoors as much as you possibly can. Scrub your hands when you wash them for at least 20 seconds, please. Sneeze or cough into a tissue or your elbow as much as you possibly can. Stay as far away from people as you possibly can. Social distancing, just practice. Just, you don't really need to be going to bars or clubs or places that might have a lot of people. Just don't go. Because we want this thing stopped as fast as we possibly can before anyone else suffers from this thing. I don't even know if I'm going back to see my family. I don't even know if I want to touch my grandparents. I might say hi to them, but I might stand as far away from them as I possibly can, which sucks because I love my family and I want to hug them when I see them, but I don't want both my grandparents are over 70, and I don't want to be the reason that they get this sickness, because they say that younger adults could carry the sickness without them even knowing it. I could have the sickness without the symptoms. I could have the sickness without even knowing it. So I don't want to be the reason I come home and get my grandparents sick from this thing, because it's mainly older people who are at higher risk of this thing. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is stocked up enough with their groceries. And that's another thing that actually just pisses me off. You do not need to go bulk order for 6 months plus of groceries. You just don't. Because honestly, if we all just kept grocery shopping how we normally grocery shop, get 2 to 4 weeks worth of stuff, we wouldn't be running out of anything. And I know you probably think we might quarantine and not be able to go to stores in a few weeks or so if the sickness gets worse. But I'm pretty sure that the government or whoever would find a way to still get us groceries. Whether that's driving up to the store and doing curbside pickup. I know stores are starting to do that a lot more as well, or delivery or something. I know the US would find a way to get us our groceries. You do not need to be getting 6 months worth of groceries. You just don't. Everyone who is absolutely bulking up on everything possible are the reason that we are just clearing out these shelves, and some people are left with nothing. So let me tell you something. If you are someone that has purchased months worth of groceries and toilet paper and water, I'm sorry, but you need to be giving some of that away to people that actually need it. Or if you don't have the money to just be giving away for free, at least sell it at the price you purchased it at, and not be selling a bottle of water for $100. So yeah, people like that just piss me off. So thank you all for that. And that's my little rant. That's my little update. I hope everyone is staying safe out there. I hope everyone is not too affected by this situation, and everyone is able to have the finances and everything that they need to get by during this time. Stay clean, stay safe, stay healthy. And that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time, hopefully, on Product Prodigy. Peace.